There was no glimmer of light. There was no glimmer of hope. There was nothing. I was just fought depression, even at a super young age. I just didn't like me. 4th, 5th grade, and I remember contemplating suicide. And it wasn't just like a fleeting thought that happened once or twice. It was literally something that plagued me. Yeah, I remember the first time I tried to kill myself, I'd overdosed on pills. Ended up just being super sick for days. The next time, this time it was more pills. Another time it was pills, and that didn't work. And then, I remember one time I go into my parents' room and, we hunted and stuff, and so we had a shotgun. I remember loading it and sticking the barrel in my mouth. Thank God I didn't pull the trigger. And so I was a senior in high school, and my parents decided they were kind of over the back and forth with punishing me, and they made me go to a drug counselor. It was through just conversations with him, because he was a Christian, and going to church and talking to my parents, that I wanted to give God a try. It was almost like this contract with God. It was like, if you make my life better, I'll serve you. And you got 3 months to pull it off. I expected to be free from depression and free from anxiety and free from hating myself. I expected that God was kind of like a genie that, well, I did what you said, like make everything better. And it didn't work. Remember there was this one day, I was a senior in high school, and I'm walking onto the football field a couple months after that decision. And I remember looking up to the sky, just talking to God. I said, God, you know what? Like, I've tried it your way. I don't like life anymore. I'm not any happier. I'm not any better. And I'm gonna do whatever I want, and I don't need you. That was the decision that led to the darkest 3 years of my life. Because during those 3 years, I did things I said I'd never do. I end up in a relationship with a girlfriend, and within weeks, give my virginity away. I said I'd never do hard drugs. I try acid, said I'd never do hard drugs. Try cocaine, said I'd never do cocaine. There wasn't anything off the table anymore. One night I was at this party and I was on drugs and ended up meeting up with my girlfriend, and we get in this huge fight, and she leaves the car, slams the door, and I just drove away by myself, just so mad. And I saw a light pole, and I had this thought that I should just kill myself. I was going, 35, 40 miles an hour, and didn't touch the brakes, just hit the pole. I come to, and I just see this windshield of shattered glass, and I jump out of the car, and I lay there, and I'm in this giant puddle of blood, and I just honestly thought I was gonna die. They ended up putting about 100 stitches in my face. You would think after such a near-death experience that things would have gotten better, or would have had this wake-up call, and it just got worse. Did more drugs and partied more and wanted nothing to do with God. Even though I turned my back on God, it just seemed like he was just actively pursuing me and just letting me know that even though I'd turned my back on him, he hadn't turned his back on me. My mom starts going to these prayer meetings, and she's praying for me to get saved. And there's this lady at this prayer meeting that basically told my mom, she says, you have a son, he's called to ministry, and he's in this relationship, and that relationship's gonna end, and that he's gonna surrender, and he's gonna follow Jesus. They'd recorded it on a cassette tape. My mom plays the tape for me, and I listen to it. And she's like, Justin, that's you. It was the decision that I've debated making my whole life and tried to make and wrestled with and always knew I would, and then finally I just surrendered. It was in that moment that all the darkness and all the self-hatred that I had for years was just gone. And I was filled with light, and I was filled with hope. And so since making that decision, I just wanted to help as many people as I could, because I know the darkness that was in me. I know the hopelessness that was in me. And I just want people to find the freedom and find the hope that I've found in Jesus.